Crystal skulls have been finding themselves into private collections and museum exhibits since the late 1800s, when interest in ancient Mexican artifacts began. Some scholars have been claiming that the majority of them, or even all of them, are expertly crafted fakes, but serious research into these strange handcrafted pieces only began in the early 1990s. In 1992, a crystal skull the size of a football helmet was sent anonymously to the Smithsonian Institution, along with a note explaining that it was Aztec and was originally part of the private collection of longtime Mexican dictator Porfirio Diaz, which was purchased in 1960. Smithsonian employees were intrigued by this random donation, which would later carry a Smithsonian Catalog designation A562841-0. As this curious piece arrived anonymously, and with little more than a short note along with it, researchers at the Smithsonian National Museum of Natural History had to start from scratch with their investigation into this Aztec crystal skull. They first checked the Smithsonian's collection to see if any similar artifacts existed in their vast inventory. They were surprised to find that the institution already had a crystal skull artifact that came to it as part of a much larger collection of ancient Mexican art objects acquired in the late 1800s. This skull, measuring only 2 inches tall, was accompanied by a catalog card dating to the 1950s. On the card was an analysis done by an expert geologist named William Foshag, who was an expert in ancient Mesoamerican carved stones. The catalog card declared definitely a fake, and included a brief explanation on how the skull was fashioned by using modern, i.e. late 19th century, tools and techniques. As already mentioned, the small crystal skull was part of a larger collection, and accompanying that collection was paperwork that went beyond mere catalog cards. In those documents, Smithsonian researchers found a letter dating to the year 1886, describing how a man named Eugène Bourbon once tried to sell a fake Aztec crystal skull to the National Museum in Mexico.